and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to make for you pasta all'assassina. This video is about pasta all'assassina. If you know why it's called pasta all'assassina instead of pasta all'assassino, please leave your comments. For this recipe you will need olive oil, half a teaspoon of crushed red pepper, 3 chopped garlics, tomato broth, 4 ounces of cheap spaghetti, and a heavy cast iron skillet. In order to make the tomato broth, put in 1 jar of pasta sauce, 2 jars of water, and stir. So the first thing I want to do is just to cover the bottom of this pan with oil. I don't want too much oil or otherwise it will get a little bit greasy. And it has to be a cast iron pan. It has to be a very, very heavy pan because you're going to be putting it on very high heat. Next, I'm going to dump in my garlic and dump in my red pepper flakes. And now I'm going to go outside and I'm going to do this on the grill because it ends up splattering everywhere in my kitchen, and I like to keep my kitchen clean. The first thing you want to do is turn your grill on to high. If it's too cold to cook outside, you can even do this indoors on a burner. Now when your garlic starts sizzling, you want to put in 1 ladleful of tomato broth. Then you want to grab the pasta and you want to add a ladle of broth on top. You want the spaghetti to turn blackened and smoky and a bit crispy. All right, this is when you see the pasta is absorbing the tomato broth, and let's just check. Okay, it looks like it's getting very crispy on the bottom. This is a good time to flip it over. And listen to it drizzle. This is when I want to add another ladleful of tomato broth. And we'll just wait for it to get a little crunchy on the other side and possibly brown or a little bit burned. Look how it's sizzling. This is when I want to put on my glasses so it doesn't splatter all over me. Here it's sizzling. Now we know that it's absorbing some of those nice flavors on the pan. And what we're going to do is see how dark it's getting on the bottom and flip it over if we need to. All right, this is what we want. See how nice and crisp it is? Okay, so we're going to add another ladle of tomato broth. Let it absorb. I kind of moved it around so it can absorb all the sauce. all the broth. And it continues to sizzle. I'll flip it over when a lot of the broth is absorbed. I think it's time to flip it over again. Let's see. Look how nice it looks. I'm going to add another broth ladle.
You don't have to use all the broth in the bowl. If you have leftovers, you can save the rest for next time.
Then we're going to move it around so it can absorb all the broth. We're going to have to do this a few times until it becomes al dente. Look at it continuing to sizzle. We know the flavors are really being absorbed by the pan. We'll wait for more of the broth to be absorbed.
Caput.
Well, it looks like the broth is drying up and it's ready to be flipped again. So let's just check it out. Looks like it's ready to be flipped. Look at the bottom. And we'll kind of move it around, even it out, put some broth on it. And we'll kind of move it around to even it out all over the pan. And we'll let it dry up again. Let it all get absorbed.
Caput. A voi e a tutte le vostre famiglie.
Looks like the broth is drying up and it might need to be flipped again, so we're going to check. And keep doing this as many times as you need until the pasta is al dente. Okay, look at it sticking in the pan and making a nice... We'll add a little bit more broth. And we're going to spread it out.
Caput. A lei e a tutta la sua famiglia.
By the way, every once in a while you need to taste the spaghetti to see if it's ready. Right now, we're going to flip it over one more time. I just tried one. It's almost ready, so this will probably be the final time.
Caput. A voi e a tutte le vostre famiglie.
You want to try it and see if it's done before you put another ladle of broth. Tastes good. I think it's ready.
Assassina.
When it's finished, you want to put it in the label, twirl it around a bit, and put it in your plate.
Caput. A lui e a tutta la sua famiglia.
You also want to top it with a drizzle of olive oil. Thank you for watching, and now to eat some pasta!